We begin on the latest from a community that is still recovering after the 2015 floods, the Gills Creek community. Now, many houses and businesses were destroyed and cleared out, and now county and city leaders are asking for the public's input on what to do with the vacant land. News 19's Julia Kaufman has been following this story and joins us now live with more. Julia, what have you learned?
Hey, Kaylin. I'm on Timberlane Drive, which faces Gills Creek. Now, before the 2015 floods, houses lined this residential street. Now there are only 4, plus a few condemned ones. The rest look like this vacant lot here, all across the street. It's because of restrictions on the land that say no one can build on it in case of future floods.
It's really important not to build in areas where flooding is going to take place, because you need to leave room for the water to move.
Trish Jerman with the Gills Creek Watershed Association says the county and city bought land on Timberlane Drive where most of the homes were destroyed in the 2015 flood.
Gills Creek flooded horribly. There were deaths in the watershed, and this particular area down here on Timberlane was very badly hit.
6 years after the catastrophic flood, damage can still be seen today.
The house that's behind me is now in public ownership and will be taken down, and there are just 2 houses left that are still under discussion.
Brandon Bryan owns one of the Timberlane houses that survived the flood. He says water rose to above the street sign.
The creek's only probably 100 yards through the woods over there.
Most of the land on Timberlane has restrictions on it set by FEMA, saying it needs to stay natural to give the creek room if it overflows.
You're allowing that land to absorb water, you're making sure that no further damage happens, and without buildings on it, you're reducing the impact of water going on nearby buildings.
Officials plan to turn the land into a habitat. Brian's hoping part of the road can be torn out too, so people can't drive through.
I'd personally just like to see it become a green zone and no paths or walkways, anything like that through there.
Officials are hoping to have a finalized plan for this soon-to-be natural habitat by May. But before then, they want to hear from you, the public, on any plans or any additions to this land. They're going to have a meeting on January 6th, and we're going to have those details on our website, WLTX.com. Kaylin?
Thank you so much, Julia. Here is some background information for you on Gills Creek. In October of 2015, the Midlands, of course, was devastated after heavy rain brought a major flood. Well, the Divine Street area near the creek was one of the most heavily affected. Streets and businesses were almost completely underwater. Since then, the Creek Watershed Association, a nonprofit, has been working to help restore the creek's natural environment and educate people on how to protect its ecosystem. The association, along with the community, continues to clean up the watershed all these years later. Well, in 2019, Columbia City Council voted in favor of allowing other businesses to be built in the area after the old Title Max building was destroyed by the floodwaters, parts of the building falling into the creek. Now, the Watershed Association believed the property should remain a green space. The council did vote in favor of the zoning, and a car wash has since been built on that property.